Brought to you by Penguin.
We Were There by Lanre Bakare, read by Oliver Wellington. For my parents, Deborah and Adewale Safiu Bakar, thank you for showing me the way. Margaret Thatcher quoting St. Francis of Assisi on the steps of 10 Downing Street after her first election victory. Where there is discord, may we bring harmony. Where there is error, may we bring truth. Where there is doubt, may we bring faith. And where there is despair, may we bring hope. Bobby Nyaho, activist and poet from Liverpool 8, speaking to the New York Times after widespread unrest during the autumn of 1985. At the moment, there are no politicians to appeal to who have any sway over anything. It is all just a mess. The normal channels are reduced to chaos. Introduction. The DVD slips into the loading tray and I wait, then watch in hope rather than expectation. I've been told Tony Palmer's Wigan Casino is the greatest ever depiction of a Northern Soul all-nighter, and I want to see it for myself. The film is a window onto the underground scene that emerged in the 1970s, powered by soul records that had flopped years earlier. But I'm not interested in the music or the dancing. It's the crowd I've got an eye on. I'm on the lookout for something rare. I've heard rumours, but I'm not holding my breath. A sighting would challenge everything I've been told so far. Then, I spot what I'm after. A young man, glistening under the spotlight as he spins balletically in a yellow vest. Then another person catches my eye with his perfectly picked-out afro. It's a blink and you'll miss it moment. So I rewind to check, and yes, it's true. A few minutes later, 2 girls clamber onto a coach and one waves goodbye down the camera lens. Another boy squeezes through the crush at the front door. These young people are there for the same reason as everyone else. Hard to find soul music that's perfectly crafted for dancing. But all of them stand out. They're different from the majority of the 1,200 dancers crammed into Wigan Casino. They're black and British. We Were There started as a cultural expedition. I wanted to find something that wasn't supposed to exist. Black Northern Soul fans from the 1970s and 80s. Seeing those black faces contradicted what I'd heard about the scene. Northern Soul was about white working-class audiences falling in love with and coveting forgotten black American music. When I tracked them down, I found their stories changed the way I thought, not just about Northern Soul, but about Britain at the start of the Thatcher era. The scene's dancers and DJs were on the front line of racial politics in the UK during a time of immense change. Old industry was dying, the power of unions was about to be challenged, racial tensions were simmering, and a new world, driven by the political tenets of Thatcherism, was on the horizon. The black Northern Soul fans came from Africa and the Caribbean, were wealthy and working class, and all were drawn to a scene that wasn't supposed to have involved them. I wanted to know why. I began to wonder what other stories I might have been mistold or had never explored at all, and what those stories could reveal to me and others about Britain then and now. No European country has been changed by black culture more than the UK. British music, fashion, sport, literature, TV and film have had their DNA altered by the influence of millions of people who have come to this small island from across the African diaspora. Our sounds, food, languages, intellect and sartorial choices have meshed with what was already here to create modern British culture. Our biggest Hollywood stars, Daniel Kaluuya, Naomi Harris, David Oyelowo, Letitia Wright, John Boyega.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?